Welcome to the second episode of the Northeast Ohio Sports Podcast. I'm joined by Tavares Jones to my right, former offensive lineman for McKinley, former 7th and 8th grade coach. To his right, JP Simon, former Massillon Tiger player and current coach. And JP, we have a new guest with us tonight. We got Jason with us.
Yeah,
JP, why don't you introduce him for us?
We got Jason McCune from Vinyl Supply Unlimited, right up the street. He's going to speak a little bit better, too, about what his business does than I will. Jason's a big supporter of the show, big sponsor of the show. Jason, tell us a little bit about VSU.
Big Massillon Tiger fan.
Massillon Tiger fan, thanks. We have a store here in North Canton. We also have another one in Cuyahoga Falls. We specialize in direct-to-film printing. So any of you cricket crafty people, look us up.
So, Jason, let me catch this right then. You got the business, so you like all of them. You're not just a Massillon Tiger. He's at the game cheering for the Tigers. But you got a little bit of love for all the schools in Stark County.
At heart, yes.
How many schools you guys got in the store right now?
I think we have 54 in our store in North Canton.
That's wild, yeah. So he shows a little bit of everybody.
Everything in about a 3-county radius in the store.
Everything but McKinley, right? Or do you carry?
Very few McKinley.
Very few, yeah.
About 2.
I mean, yeah, gotta respect it. Gotta respect that.
That's
it gives you a little bit,
tough.
but there's principles. Every
carry
man
9.
has
That hurts.
principles.
9 would make sense.
9, yeah. There you go. 9.
9.
Is it 9 a significant number?
I think 9 makes sense, right? 9.
Let you guys figure.
Yeah, the Lakers traded a 2029 pick or something.
It's got a ring to it.
That 9.
It's got a ring to it.
That's a good ring to it.
Yeah, it does have a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Got some other people here tonight. It looks a little bit different than the last place we shot at. We got Touchdown Terry in the background here. We're here. We're
at Hosner's Gallery. Very beautiful environment here. We got the Valentine's Day theme going on, but the audience really can't see that.
Yeah, we got a Massillon basketball shirt going in the background too that you can purchase at Hosner's Gallery. And I didn't know if one of you two, it's been a couple weeks now or a couple days, however it shook out. You guys remember how that game ended up this year?
What game?
I'm having short-term memory loss, to be honest.
I think the Tigers pulled that out, and the girls play tomorrow night.
Oh, I didn't even know they played basketball.
Girls play tomorrow night. What we thinking there?
I'm not even going.
You guys aren't gonna go. It's in Massillon. I'll be in the house.
Yeah, I don't know. Massillon. It's hard to make that drive sometimes.
Hopefully McKinley pulls it out. So
avenge the boys team.
We can put a finger up to JP tomorrow.
No, shout out to my Tiger girl coaches, Joe Pierce, Allie, Kaylee, Majay, all the girls. Good luck tomorrow. Pound the pups. Just do it. It's just who we are. Just do what we do tomorrow night. We'll be there in the building, get a couple flicks. Maybe we'll share it with.
They ain't won. They ain't beat the girls in like some years.
It's been a couple.
I'd have to look it up.
Maybe 2 or 3. We were talking about that earlier. No, it's been a couple.
I don't know how many.
Games.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah, you doing all that woofing.
Yeah.
Because y'all boys got a good team now. Huh?
We live in the present. So what have you done for me lately? Type game. What have you done for me lately? Nobody remembers about.
I don't know. McKinley boys, 9 in a row or something?
You talking about present? Yeah. What have you done this year?
We're back in the weight room. We're working hard. Right now it's basketball season. We hoop too.
It is basketball season.
Okay.
Yeah. Wrestling season.
We'll see.
I think, speaking of wrestling, I believe we had the home meet, Thursday night, and the Tigers put it on the pups on the mat too. We grappled too.
Unfortunately, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Wrestling programs on the way up, guys.
We're not looking too good in any sport. Bowling though, we might whoop y'all ass.
Man.
We got some good bowlers, dog.
Well, we're here in Stark County, so I'm gonna be the one to bring it up. But you guys got a new coach in town over at McKinley.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's his name? I worry about us. It's not about the pups. It's about the Tiger. I don't worry about what you guys do. So it's the first time hearing about it. Tommy was telling me a little bit earlier they got a new coach.
Yeah, breaking news 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I just heard about it tonight. What we got going on over there in Canton?
Hopefully good things. That's all I can say. We all know it, man, and we met a couple months ago and we talked about it, but we all know it. 9 in a row. I think I wrote it down earlier. It's 13 of 14.
Man.
2015 was the last time we won, and I had a duplex with my buddies, and we partied hard that night. But since then, it's been it's been a rough road.
Going home mad as hell.
Yeah.
Wasting all that alcohol to, try to feel good, stay warm during the game.
Yeah.
And for them to just not play not
Didn't
play
live
McKinley
up to
football,
that,
dog.
yeah.
This past year was a good game.
I got to give it up. It was a great game.
It was a great game. I texted that right after the game. I said, well, You know, it wasn't 35-0. I hate to say it, but it wasn't. It was at least a good game. What was it, 16-7, I think. So
Yeah, we were.
It was
To me, if you win by 1 or you win by 35, it's the same. We're ringing bells. That's all I was worried about. But we talked about it. We talked about it that week. We knew it was going to be a good game.
Absolutely.
We knew that was going to be a good game. You know what I mean?
The only thing I was worried about is if we was going to be able to move the ball or not. I know the defense had enough skill. The defense had enough ability to match up with y'all offense. You know what I mean? We just had to keep, Gamble under control.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which I feel like for the most part.
Well, they did. He only, God, I don't know what he had, but, so many carries for 51 yards or something like that, I think it was.
I mean, that was a good game plan.
Yeah.
Like, Chad did a good job drawing that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But offensively, I knew he was going to struggle. I just knew he was.
And speaking of guys that had a game plan in that game, the Tigers D coordinator, I heard, somebody else might have got a new coach in the city this week. Did you hear about that over at Perry?
Oh, yeah. I almost brought that up to you earlier, and then we just didn't get a chance.
Well, I was the last
Lino.
one to know. Yeah, Spencer Lito, shout out Spence. Nothing but love from my guy Spence. He's going to do a great job over there in Perry. I wish him all the best. Hope he makes a playoff run, but then we're going to try to score 100.
How's that going to go if you guys make the
100,
playoffs and play each other
and it's
at Lake High School or something?
It's no love. I'm going to let him hear about it for 4 quarters too. But, no, that's my guy. Spence going to do a really good job. He deserves it. He's a guy that showed up, put the work in, and, he's reaping the rewards from that a little bit. Thanks to you guys over there at McKinley. He's really been able to showcase his game plan.
He's been showing his game plan.
Yeah, he's got what he can do. Yeah.
We have another individual who's taken on a new coaching position, our very own T. Jones.
Yes, sir. Congrats, brother.
Everyone was shocked this past year. They're like, oh, my God, is Jones coaching? And I'm like, yeah. But now he's moved on to Aquinas. You're offensive coordinator for varsity.
Yeah. It's been this offseason, like I said, with McKinley and everything they got going on, it was like it made the situation or the decision a lot simpler for me. I told Coach Hen, he had approached me. It's funny because we was in Roosters.
Okay, yeah.
Way back in like September, October, kind of like late September. And I was joking around with him because I work with his wife. His wife is actually my boss.
Okay.
And I told Coach Hen, I was joking. He was like, hey, man, I see what you do on the YouTube and whatnot. I like what you do. You're a funny dude.
Yeah.
And I joked with him. I said, hey, Coach, hey, man, you need a coach, an offensive coordinator. I got you.
Yeah.
Just joking around. 3-4 months later, 2-3 months later, I get a call from Coach Hen. Hey, man, I need an offensive coordinator.
Right.
Your offer still stand? And I said, heck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I wasn't
sir.
finna sit around for what was about to happen with McKinley. It's a lot of turmoil going on, but it's a lot of change.
Yeah, why should you lose your job after beating Massillon twice?
Right.
So
you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about.
Man, I asked about the
getting
third
that
time
dub
we heard
against the
that.
Tigers.
We heard that tonight. They got the dub 7th and 8th. It was 7th and 8th grade back-to-back nights too, wasn't it?
Back to back.
We was talking
in the
earlier.
house that Paul Brown
I beat
built,
Massillon
right?
in Paul Brown twice.
I had to watch my man high step up the sideline.
I want to see that video.
It's a
I
good
will
video.
gladly show it to you.
Tommy, can you tag that in this somewhere after we're talking about it?
I'll throw it in.
Show the clip on the screen.
that
We'll put it in the
yeah.
corner.
Make sure everybody
I'll show you
sees
in a few.
it. Yeah.
It is funny, man.
That's worth it. That's all you get out of tonight. It's worth watching him
I
dance
step
up the
it.
sideline.
Yeah.
Just Dion.
Yeah.
High
Time
step.
down the sideline.
Well, he's
And you
talking
know what's
to
crazy?
somebody.
That was a touchdown, right? We still needed to go for 2 or like kick the extra point.
Didn't matter.
I'm all the way on the opposite 30 because I done marched. I'm talking my shit. I do this like I'm stomping this. I done marched to the opposite 30. And mind you, we in the opposite end zone, right? And I'm on the 25-yard line because that's where you cut off at.
Yeah.
I start walking from there to the opposite 30. So by the time they looking for a play for the 2-point, I couldn't even get the play in because I'm all the way on the other side of the field.
Looking for the water bottle catcher. He spent all his gas dancing, celebrating.
Time it back. You had to get a delay game.
Our head coach had to call the play. You know what I mean? And I had came back, gathered myself because I knew the game was over at that point. You know what I mean?
There was 25 seconds or 20 seconds,
yeah,
whatever.
I knew the game was
Yeah,
over.
that was a tough one, and of course, everything's said and done. I see him ear to ear smiling at me from across the field filming it. And, I got nothing but love. I gotta go say what's up.
Yeah.
I gotta swallow it for right there and go say. But deep down, I didn't want to say hi to him.
That's the last time
I'm not a good loser.
win, so.
I'm not a good loser.
Oh, don't do that.
But, yeah, congrats, man, on the job. Definitely gonna look better in those colors in that red and black because there's only one way to go from there. But maybe VSU can start handling. You guys got some St. Aquinas?
We do have some Aquinas stuff.
See, they're already
Okay.
one step ahead of us here, so you know where to
That's
go
one
get
of our
laced up at.
52
I do need
Yeah.
some gear now. This my third week on the job.
He did say 52 schools, so I should have just assumed
You
that
should have
your
just
school was
assumed,
in there, yeah. And maybe, who knows, we can get some St. Aquinas gear in Hosner's gallery. You know what I
That'd be
mean? It's
nice.
not too far. How far are you from here?
It's about the
That
same
fan base is
distance
gonna
from.
Straight shot down.
You know the Walmart on 62?
Yes, sir.
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay.
from there.
Yeah.
So not
So
too
it ain't
far.
that far.
Yeah. Swing over next door to the Irish, get some wings,
yeah.
see what's
yeah,
going on.
sure.
Shop at
Love
Hosner's.
some
Yeah.
good
You
wings.
gotta get the chicken
boy.
strips.
Chicken strips.
He a
Where's
big
that?
fan of
Yeah,
chicken.
that's the second time. They must be good. Chicken
Yeah, real good
strips.
chicken strips.
Like
Okay.
what make them different?
It's like that. It's almost like that beer breading chicken strips.
So hold on. Before we go any further, is the Irish, are they a sponsor yet? I know VSU's a paid sponsor, but we're giving Irish all this love.
They can be a sponsor right now.
They
We'll
could
give
be.
them that
There is
chance.
opportunity.
We went
for
there before we
sponsorship.
came here, so technically,
There is some opportunity for
Pre-game meal.
sponsorship, right? Pre-game meal.
Yeah.
Shout out Irish.
And Romeo's Pizza, they offered us free pizza anytime we got together.
Yep, that was
I just-
episode 1. We had the good
Yep.
pizza slices. Yeah,
I took
Shout
some
out.
pizza home.
yeah.
I ate pizza for like 2 days. 3
You
days.
must have hid that because I was looking for another slice and couldn't get one.
Well, he told me you could just have it. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take it.
But yeah, Irish took care of us, so food was good. So that one's on the house, right?
Yeah.
We'll give it to him. But yeah, so shout out on the new OC, and there he goes right there. We got another Perry Panther in the house. He's sliding in off camera. We're gonna get him in here and talk to him here. Mr. Hosner himself in the building. Big Perry Panther. There was 2 of them. We were outnumbered for a little bit there. Had Mallory and Birdman in the building.
A question of a fan is, when is Massillon Perry going to play regular season? Now that we got a Massillon guy in Perry,
Yeah.
Well, that's
Can
the
we get
$1
that
million
go-
question,
How do we
isn't
get
it?
that
I mean,
They
scheduled
stopped that contract.
we get that scheduled now. There's no reason. As a
Well-
fan, there's no reason. Let's play.
Well, listen, all I heard there was Spencer Leno balls in your court.
right,
I mean,
let's
so
go.
you calling out
Yeah.
Spencer Leno right here live from Hosner's?
I just, as a fan, that's what we're calling it. I
He
just
said, "Are you
let's-
calling
live
You're the
from
one
Hosner's?
who's in charge. I don't know who's
Man.
in charge.
Hey,
Listen.
so in the future, if Massillon put that belt to Perry, blame him.
No,
Y'all,
Yeah.
Spencer blamed him. He already know. I warned you. I warned him when he left. I
Yeah.
said, good luck. But
So
don't-
blame
We're just
Jason.
a fan.
Yep.
We don't know
Perry
who wins and
fans,
loses. We're just
blame
fans.
Jason.
But Perry fans, is Perry? Do you guys carry Perry? Is that one of the 52
Perry.
schools?
Yeah,
Perry's in
absolutely,
there.
probably.
Perry will be in Hosner's. All jokes aside, when Perry beats up on all these other Federal League teams, we're gonna have them teased in
They're running that
Hosner's
wing
gallery.
got the
Yeah,
wing
like-
TT.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
they got a
do
Massillon
the
guy
wing
in
TT.
office now that they got the blueprints.
Yeah,
Like,
with Spence left with it. Spence left with
they
it.
just got the blueprints.
He took 9 victory bells over there to Perry with him.
Run the wing
Well,
TT.
I'm not
Have that.
I've got to ask though. So I noticed you guys have a pretty notable Week 1 game against Cleveland Glenville.
Is that official?
I thought so.
Well, listen, I
if it's
worry
not
about the
official, then I
Tigers.
apologize, but I thought it was.
It very well could be.
Okay.
To me, it's just about the guys in our weight room and our locker room, and the rest to take care of itself.
That's fair. I was just going to ask, is there anybody, like you guys had DeMatha come in, or DeMatha, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Bergen Catholic came in. Do you guys have any games that you know, or we're
Let-
still trying to work it out?
I think there's probably some officialness to it. I've heard whispers of the Glenville deal, which is it's a big game. You know, what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a big local game. You know, Glenville's not too far, and sometimes even with those big teams now, Valdosta we had, and they travel pretty well.
Yes.
Some of these other schools, you never know what you're going to get, but I expect Glenville to bring a crowd to Paul Brown Week 1 and be a good test. Be a good test early.
Absolutely.
Did they win it? Would they win it? How many they got?
They
won.
had 3 in a row, and then they were going for a 4th one.
This year would have
This
been
year-
4.
This year would have been
I
4.
think it was just, yeah.
No, they won 3.
We'll get our fact checkers on that.
Yeah, we'll check it later.
He's off tonight, but we'll get him.
But regardless, they didn't win this past year. They
Correct.
got taken out by, I couldn't even tell you.
I remember the game. I watched it, but yeah.
But well, do you want to segue into the finals then? because we had all those games. I just wanted to briefly mention.
Sure.
Because me personally, I did kind of, in a way, call out Avon, because we had thought that was kind of an interesting game to witness.
Were you guys at that game?
Absolutely.
What was your takeaway? So I couldn't. You guys know my story. I couldn't go to that and watch it. I had to catch the box score. I couldn't.
Poured down snow. I mean, it was incredible. Reminiscent of the Browns-Steelers game that was weeks before.
Okay.
I mean, it was an awesome sight. I thought the next night when we saw Moeller play, I thought that was actually the colder night.
Who'd Moeller beat?
No. Olentangy Liberty.
That's correct. Yeah.
Won D1 over Moeller.
Over Moeller. Yep.
Moeller, their quarterback, I know won Mr. Ohio football.
Yep.
Over the Olentangy quarterback, who had a much better game in the finals, so that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They were screaming overrated.
Yes.
Ooh, it was hurting too.
Student
It was
section was giving it to him.
They wasn't not letting up on my man's dog.
Wow.
And then what made it more crazy is the other guy was going crazy.
Olentangy.
So it just made it worse. It's like, I'm not playing good, but he going crazy.
Yeah.
Runner up going crazy.
Highlights.
Yeah, they were singing John Denver's West Virginia leaving the game. They must be because it's the Olentangy River. They must be on the border somewhere.
That's always the worst when you leave a stadium after a loss.
People are singing.
And chant. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that TIG chant leaving it. I'm sure I'm speaking right up your guys' tent.
I was going to say,
talking?
Yeah.
I don't hear anything that he's talking.
I always joke with people, I cannot stand that frickin' song anymore. The I want to, rock and roll all night and party all night long or whatever. I can't stand that song anymore.
You hear that of Paul Brown?
I hear it too often.
So fans, let's crank it up a little bit when that song come on.
Yeah, that and then the other ones, I don't know. They just... It always seems to be.
That Eye of the Tiger. I can't hear that song.
It's a good song.
It's a great song.
It's a good song, but I just can't.
It got Rocky beat Mr. T. Yeah. Rocky beat Mr. T.
But
it's a great song. It's not just a good song. It's a great song.
Yeah, but it's all about Little America, right?
Y'all took that song over as if it was a Massillon.
They wrote it for the Tigers. Survivor wrote that for the Tigers.
For the Massillon Tigers.
For the Massillon Tigers.
We're going to get it.
Rocky was in the
house
house for Paul Brown, watched the Tiger victory, and was inspired and decided to spin that for the Clubber Lang.
Yeah, Survivor's from Massillon right there. Yeah, they're from Massillon.
That's how I heard it.
That's how you heard the story.
Jason, what do you think about that? Is that true?
That's the stories. That's the whispered rumors and Massillon.
Now you lying. That's crazy work. We're moving on though.
Massillon's one of your 51 schools, right? Well, 52 schools. Yes. I dropped somebody. We went from 52 to 52. I cut somebody, but Tigers are in there. So, and Hosner's, of course, we got some Tiger gear in here. Jackson Polar Bears and Perry Panthers, and hopefully soon here the St. Aquinas. We're going to stop down at VSU and get some prints. So,
appreciate it.
What do you think about Lino going to Perry as a McKinley fan now?
Well, I mean, I don't feel any certain way about it. I wouldn't, I'm happy for him. I remember I met him a couple times. He's friends with some people that I know very well. He certainly fits the culture that maybe they needed. Nothing against anyone who was on their way out at Perry, but from their perspective, they made 2 state title games in a row, 2015, 2016, right. And since then it's just kind of been a different story for them. They're back and forth with McKinley every year. That's a different thing, but Perry, they want to be back in that circle of teams that we talk about.
Yeah.
And that might be their first step is hiring Spencer Lino.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think for me it's a little scary because obviously Lino is a newer age guy as far as like offenses.
Yeah, he's only a few years older than us.
That's what I'm saying. As far as offense is concerned,
sure.
A lot of people, was having a lot of issues with that wing T. Mm-hmm. It was like, that might be a thing of the past. Like unless you got the right guys.
Now I think Sammy Berkwood. I don't know if you guys know Sammy B.
Yeah.
Shout out Sammy B.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna get together with Sammy B. That's my guy. But I think he did and if I'm butchering this, Sammy, you getting the credit for it. I don't know if it was you or not, but I want to say it was him. Did the interview with Spencer, and I know somebody actually called me and said, "Hey, did you hear that Spencer interview?" They asked him about the wing T. but I never did end up hearing what he said. So all that for nothing, right? Like, but there is an answer to that. You just got to get with Sammy B to get it. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine that they'd be running the wing T still under new leadership. Maybe have some formations ready to go. Absolutely, I get it. Kids are used to it. They've all learned it, from probably the middle school up.
Yeah, but I think it'll be way better for those kids, like especially if you got some studs on that offensive line. It'd be better to learn, newer age style of blocking. Because unless you leaving here and going to a school that runs wing T, and
Georgia Tech, Navy, Army,
you know what I mean? Like unless you going to one of those schools, like. All you know is wing T.
Well, and I think that Mallory. Shout out Mallory Birdman. Have a good night.
Thank you for letting us record here in the beautiful Hosner.
Appreciate you.
Yep. But yeah, and that's what I think a little bit of what makes the wing T so effective, though, is that nobody sees it all year. You know what I mean? And it's something different that you got to
be able to run it right.
Yeah.
For a while there, the last couple of years, like Perry ain't really been. They ain't had the talent up front.
They don't have the pulling guards. They don't have the 300-pound men.
You know what I mean? To be able to hit the meshes and stuff like that.
Isn't that based off of the ability of the running back, the wide receiver?
It's all about misdirection. The better you can misdirection, because that, like in the wing T, you can run the same play over and over and over again. Once you master that play, it's hard to stop. The wing T is hard to stop, honestly. You can have 4 plays in the playbook. And 2 pass plays, and that's all you need for a successful wing. If you can master 6 plays,
well, they only ran half of them pass plays.
True.
They had 2 in, they ran half of them. They didn't do a whole lot.
And that's what I'm saying. Like now it adds a little bit more dynamics to their team.
It'll be interesting to see what he does with his OC, because we talked about this. What was the new coach, the head coach, McKinley's last name?
Parnell,
Coach Parnell, and obviously we talked about this off camera. We had our run-ins with him. He's coming from Hoban, and great coach. I mean, and again I said this.
5-time state champion or something like that.
He's got a couple. I know
beat Miles a couple times too.
He smelled the other end of that too, though. He heard that eye of the Tiger
especially
Blair.
Recently.
He knows what it's like to be a McKinley fan, leaving with that TIG chant. No, but great hire, great coach. But I thought that about Antonio too when he came. But whatever, great coach. We talked about this. He's a defensive guy. Spencer, defensive guy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to kind of see where Lino goes offensively. And a funny story, and Lino, now that he's not on my team, I'm going to tell it. Every game we would warm up over there, right? And I was a D-line coach forever at Massillon, and we're right next to the linebackers there. Spencer's doing this drill where he's throwing the ball to his linebackers and whatever they're doing. And I don't know if you guys have ever had the pleasure of seeing Spencer Lino throw a football, but it's worth the price of admission. There's not a whole lot of range of motion there.
He just kind of
he's a wrestler.
Kind of let it rock.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. He throws like a wrestler. Yeah. So
stiff.
It was good. One game, it was early in the year. I was probably hollering or something at him, getting there. You know what I mean? By the end of the year, our fans were heckling him, hollering out there. I'm glad he's not the quarterback coach, and they're just giving it to him. So I said, I hope Spencer goes over there and takes over the QB position, and Perry really shakes things up. But we'll see.
That'll be some shit, ain't it?
Yeah. Where's McKinley going, offensive coordinator wise? Well, I'm just asking, just curious.
I don't know. If someone knew, it'd be him, and I don't think he knows either. I guess you'll just have to find out in early August.
It's still up in the air.
Truly, I don't know.
He's bringing some guys over, but
sure.
They real by the book.
Keeping it,
They keeping everything under the wrap.
As they should right now.
Absolutely.
As they should.
Yeah, it's early.
They don't want to make any promises to the guys that's still on the staff.
Yeah.
I know for sure they kept Hill and Chris Davis. So if you want to write that down.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tune in. What was the name of the YouTube channel again so I can tune in?
Jim Trustle's Northeast Ohio Sports Channel.
Yeah,
it's a lot to write down, but you can.
That's the beauty of YouTube, right? We got the rewind button.
Yeah.
But I'll go back, check that out, get them names, and see what their weak points are. It sounds like some after dinner activity.
After wings.
Yeah.
I've been dying to ask though. Now that we're recording, we're getting going. Jones. So you're offensive coordinator now, Aquinas, and I know you maybe arguably more than most people do, at least maybe. What formations from Madden and College Football 25 are you implementing into your offense? Because I know you're doing it. Now, you don't have to give a direct answer, but like reverse flea flicker, I know something.
I'm gonna run a lot of power counter. That's what I'm gonna install. I'm gonna do a lot of, their offensive line. They need some confidence. I want to bring a lot of confidence to the O-line because I'm an O-line guy.
Trench life in the building.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna run a lot of duo. Just get bodies moving.
Break down duo real quick. Break down a little bit of duo because that's something we don't do a lot of. I'll take the coaching tip when I got it.
So duo is just double teams across the board.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You usually want to run in with an ISO or inside zone type scheme or whatnot, but it's made for the line to be able to move the front.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And your running back is important in a duo scheme because he reads the mic or the two linebackers. You're killing them on the duo, linebacker's going to come up, fill holes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He cut off of. You know what I mean? It's more of an offense, like I said, just to get real physical.
Blocking scheme.
Blocking scheme is just real physical. Physicality is up front because I'm the center, the guard. We're responsible for this guy in the mic. And then you got the guard and the tackle on the other side. If you got a tight end, which I'm more than likely gonna have next year.
That's my next question. Are you a tight end guy?
I'm gonna definitely build one. I'm in the process of building one right now.
How many backs we got in the backfield?
They got a lot of skill guys. They got a lot. Like Aquinas on film, they had a lot of good skill guys.
Okay.
I got a chance to meet a lot of them. I met the quarterback. There's a lot of good skill on that team.
Yeah.
They just lacked in the offensive line department.
Yeah.
That's where I come in.
Right. They got the man for the job.
I got an offensive line background.
Yes,
I know
sir.
how to get the ball moving.
Right.
So formation wise, I'll probably run some 21 personnel.
Okay.
With a tight end on the field, 2x1.
Yeah.
Some 3x1. But my focus is definitely going to be running the ball.
So when you say 21 personnel, I was a defensive coach for all these years, and I'm still learning this too. When you say 21 personnel, you talking how many backs is that?
So 21. So the first number is always the amount of backs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have two backs. It's gonna be more than likely a tail and an H, and then the one is the tight end. So I'm gonna have the tail, H, and then the tight end on the field. So
Okay.
it's gonna induce a lot of misdirection when I pull the H back the other way on the power scheme. On the counter scheme. Run some GH counter, GT counter, motion the H around the formation, fake pitch, So 21, I like to stay in that formation. I like when I have a fullback or an H back that can run, but he also can block,
Yep.
hit hard. I just need a chip from him.
Yeah.
I need him to be able to chip. That's
edge,
it.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna run down their throats.
So shout out a little bit. We talked about this off camera. The head coach over there, really respected coach in the area. You'll do a better job and more justice than I will, but you know what I mean?
Shout out to my guy Ken Henderson.
Yes, sir.
He's a very respected man in this city. I've been coaching. He's been coaching longer than me and Tommy.
Timken OG. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Timken guy. I didn't know that.
Head
Okay.
coach of Timken when we was in high school.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? He mentored a lot of guys that coached me in Little League.
Okay.
He was a mentor to a lot of guys that coached me in middle school. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
Now that I'm being coached by him.
Yep.
I'm working so closely with him. It's like it's an honor.
Yeah.
He sought me out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We in Roosters just kicking it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roosters.
And he been in the corner with
Yeah.
Stephanie Pipero, which is my boss, and his wife. He been in the corner. He's like, hey man, I like what you do with the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, one thing led to another. Hey coach, I need, if you need,
Yeah.
I just walked up to him. We just kidding around,
Yeah,
shooting
yeah,
the
yeah.
breeze. Coach, you need a coach, man. I got you.
Yeah.
He took that to heart. I'm so glad he did.
What is it? Luck is preparation meeting opportunity,
That's
right?
it.
The opportunity was
That's
there.
it.
Prepared to take it.
That's it. And it's a lot. It's a humbling experience going to St. Thomas. It's a way smaller school. They don't have the drive for football like McKinley does. And I've been a McKinley guy my whole life. You know what I mean? So going from the top of the line, whatnot, to the trenches.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'm used to
From
being
that,
there.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
used to
yeah,
being
yeah,
there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I feel like I'm right at home with them
Yep.
kids, and they look up. They just looking for a leader.
Yeah.
You know, they got Coach Hen. You know, they just looking for a staff that's gonna lead them
Yep.
and get them to where they need to be athletically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they got the hunger. I've been in the weight room. This is my 3rd week. I've been in the weight room. They got the hunger.
And
They
you
got
know
the drive.
quick. You're gonna know quick when you get in there. It's not something that takes a long time to figure
Yeah,
out.
they got the hunger. They got the drive. They just don't have the direction.
Yep.
And that, you know, I'm good with kids.
Yep.
You know, Marty Marr love the kids. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, like
sir,
it's one of
yeah.
them type situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm good with the kids, and I know that I have the ability to bring diamonds out of the rough.
Yep.
Because I've always done it my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't always had the best.
Well, who we opening up with? Who's week 1 on the chart?
I don't know. I think it might be. I think it's some John Memorial. Or some it's.
We're gonna
I
have
don't-
to check back in on that
Yeah.
one and see how it goes. Where can
Yeah.
we catch highlights of that game, man? You know, anywhere we'll have that.
That's what him and I were discussing on our way here.
Yeah.
That I was trying to figure out, way in advance what the schedule might look like. Massillon, Glenville will certainly be my week 1.
Yeah.
McKinley's at Warren Harding that night, so hopefully week 2 they have someone at home. I can go record them, and I'm thinking whenever they want me around, I'm going to try to be there.
What about we get some flicks with the trench life training, see what's going on in the off-season, inside peek?
I got you.
Yeah, I want to see how they do it over there.
I got a question as a fan. So when you're going in with an established head coach as the OC, are you running his offensive game plan? Is he leaning on
That's a
you
good
for
question.
that? You know, because
Well-
you have some ideas, but is it like his theory? Okay, we're a run first, we're a pass first game, and you adapt, or how is that? Can you fill us in on how that works, or how the conversations are?
I'm a real big film guy, and you know, all I did was just ask Coach Hen for the huddle information. You know, let me digest and analyze y'all offense and whatnot, and everything that I seen that they did right, and everything that I seen that they did wrong.
Okay.
And for me, I know like what I want to run as far as scheme wise.
Okay.
Formations, it's all about your personnel. Where's your strengths and weaknesses? Our strengths is our skill.
Okay.
Our weaknesses is our line. So I got to put more guys in the box to help seal some edges. You know, open some holes a little bit. You know what I mean? Make it easier on the offensive line to build confidence and do their job correctly. So scheme wise, it's more of a okay. Y'all ran this. I see y'all had.
Yeah.
You know, I see y'all had success with this. I'll run something similar to that because they're already used to it.
Right, yeah.
But it's
Makes
going to be
sense.
with my flavor on it,
Makes sense.
my calls, my adjustments, and everything. And it's kind of a cool mix. You know what I mean?
Assuming
Like
every head coach is different. Like,
Yeah.
do some micromanage that more? If he's an offensive or defensive guy, I don't know much about the gentleman. So, is he an OC guy, DC guy? Does he have his hand in the OC as much
well,
as
he
does that, or-
was an offensive coordinator
Thought I
at
remember
Walsh.
seeing that.
Okay.
He's ran a lot of offenses.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? And he knows what he wants. He hits me with expectations.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I know based off of his expectations, what offense am I going to be able to run that's going to do the best to meet his
your
expectations
current athletes.
with my current athletes
Makes
and everything.
sense.
So it's a smoothie of all of that stuff in one blender, and you know you just got to find a creative mix. So when you blend it all together, it's going to produce
Okay.
the outcome that you want it to.
Is the rest of the offensive staff already there, or you guys working on
As
some
of
new
right
stuff?
now, it's just me and 2 other guys. He fired everybody else.
Okay.
Clean house.
You
Cleaned house.
Do you have a voice on who you're bringing in for line coach?
I mean-
all that, or is that something?
You know, I'm still trying to gauge the respect level that I have, but I feel like Coach Hen, you know, he respects in my ability to do
He
my
trusted
job.
you to be
Right.
the OC, right? And just
Right.
as a fan, it makes sense from a.
Especially with me
Uh,
not
uh,
having, you know, any varsity experience.
Yes.
You know, that speaks volumes. 2 years ago, I was coaching. I was a head coach of a little league team.
Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time. I mean, you went from basically like 6th graders to the middle school,
from
and then
10,
now
11
varsity
U,
offensive coordinator.
And
I
2
mean,
years later, I'm an offensive
Is that
coordinator.
and not to be disrespectful, but you keep bringing it up from like the YouTube. Is that a lot of the power of YouTube? Obviously you're doing good. You're beating Massillon in 6th, 7th grade. I think that's our 7th, 8th grade. That
easy.
Is.
We just had to,
Yeah, he beat Massillon 7th, 8th grade, man.
Sweet. Games, like,
it might be their last win.
It might. Yeah, there you go.
So
you got to give them the flowers while you still can.
But you could be.
Right.
But no, I will say though, like YouTube. I mean, honestly, YouTube is what got them to see me.
That's kind of what you brought up. I mean? That's awesome. That like, there's a lot of people with a lot of skill, I would imagine, across the board. But what you do, to me, it just speaks volumes to what you guys do here on YouTube.
And I feel like there's a lot of people around the city, with the little quips and everything that I say in between plays. There's a lot of people that know that I know the game.
Yes.
And
Tony Romo on the side there calling out what they're going to do next.
We got that guarantee.
Yeah.
We had to. You know how we got
mess up though.
You know how we got.
We got that get it wrong every time.
Can we put that guarantee? Can we splice that in about
absolutely?
Right here?
I can do it here.
They also look like they got a little bit momentum. But also slowing down a little bit. But I think by also gonna go in the locker room, they're gonna get everything together. And also not gonna be ready for what they got in the second quarter. The second half. You watch. I guarantee. That's what happened.
Yeah, right. Splice that in.
I don't get it right every time. But where my head was, I was in the right headspace.
What they should have done. You might call what they should have done. And if it didn't work, well, if you'd have done what you'd have said, maybe that would have worked. Right?
Yeah,
so
true. I try to stay away from that because I don't want to seem like I'm better than.
No, I agree what you're saying.
Now this past season for McKinley, I'm not going to say it. We're just going to leave that alone.
I'll say it for you. The best example of what we're talking about is that during the Massillon-McKinley game, I'm recording Massillon's.
Time out. You hear what he said.
Well, it just rolls off the tongue. During the McKinley-Massillon game this past year.
You finished the Massillon-McKinley game. You finish a good book with good content.
I wouldn't even finish reading the last chapter of that one, but okay, I'm with you.
But the best example, and we discussed this earlier, was that, I'm recording mid-play and you guys... it was 3rd and short, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, whatever it was, that you guys were going to run, basically a zero play. There's no play call. And he called it before anyone else and plain as day on the video. I'm sure people have seen it. He calls it ahead of time, and right away, McKinley jumps off sides. All right, first down, Massillon, go Tigers.
You know what I attribute that to?
Look at that.
You know what I attribute that to? Great coaching.
I mean, absolutely. No denying that.
Look,
it's just
he can't even keep a straight face.
But it goes to show you that he called that plain as day. Mike Wright Sr., he knows this. He commented on the video and said, "Wow, that's impressive."
Shout out Mike Wright Sr. That's my guy. I don't know if you guys had the pleasure.
I've never met him, but I've talked to him plenty of times on YouTube.
My guy.
But
shout out Moms too. Moms is a sweetheart too.
He seemed like a cool dude.
He knows his ball, and you guys know that just from his comments on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows his ball, and good luck to my man Mike. He's a Youngstown State Penguin now.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Good luck, my man
Congrats,
Mike. Yeah, he graduated early. He's in Youngstown now.
Okay.
He's in his dorm. He's down there training. He looks good. Seen some videos.
You guys had made the academic team. I remember seeing that. Everybody shares when Nate Moore posts things and whatnot.
Yep.
How many guys did you have go D1? Do you know off the top of your head? Just curious.
Man, I don't want to butcher that. Yeah, we had quite a few, and if it wasn't D1, we had quite a few going to school for free, which is always the ultimate
that's what
goal.
matters.
That's perfect.
But you hit something on there we did this year, and again, we'll put that in here so I'm not misspeaking about what that award was.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
But yeah, Nate does a great job with that. I mean, it's the first thing he talks about with kids. Is you have to, the grades don't come second. I mean, that's really a thing with us. You know what I mean? You're not welcome on the team if you're not able to get the grades. I mean, that's just an expectation of being a Tiger at this point. Nate's done a really good job with that. Changed the culture with it, and I think you start seeing the benefits of that. But, we did a great job this year. Shout out all them guys on that team that put the time in to get the grades right. So, and where was we had my man who else went early? Nolan Davenport's at Wisconsin. He graduated early.
Nice.
He moved in Wisconsin. Our buddy that was in Columbus, Jaden, is in Wisconsin now. Ballard.
Yeah, that's right.
So we
I know. I got to see him in my college football game this year.
We
That
got a
was
couple
cool.
Tigers up in Wisconsin this year.
Oh yeah,
Some
and
Badgers.
Harold
Who's their
Fannin
coach?
Jr.
Fickle, that's
Oh, yeah,
That's a
Fickle.
Cincinnati guy, right?
Yes.
yeah, Fickle. They Wisconsin plucked him from the Bearcats.
Yes, it
and-
was a Cincinnati guy.
Yeah, he's a Cincinnati guy, but that'll be the second tackle that we sent Fickle. My guy Vinny McConnell went down to Cincinnati and started 4 years.
Right.
Vinny McConnell was 16. You talk about an O-line. My first year coaching here, we had Thayer Mumford, who everybody knows about, playing for the Raiders still. And then Vinny McConnell was on that team. Chris Anthony was on that team. All these guys went Division I.
Yeah.
Jesse King, I don't know if you remember the name.
That was
He might have been the strongest
stacked.
one out of the group. I mean, that O-line, Malcolm Robinson was on that team.
stacked.
He went to Minnesota, right? I mean, we were loaded up front that year. That was a trench life.
It was a
that
nice year, man.
Yeah.
It's always good, man. Even when you get no name guys, like for me, and you can mold and shape them into a good offensive line. That is the best feeling when you know your trenches is straight.
Yeah.
You've made the impact.
You know
yes.
what I mean? When
Right.
Because a good offense and defensive line can make or break a game.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter who you got. You could have Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Chase. Jamar Chase with Patrick Mahomes back there. If your offensive line ain't worth a damn,
Yeah.
you gonna win some games.
Look
I mean,
at-
everybody's
look at
got
Ohio
good
State.
skill.
You know
Everybody's
what I
got
mean?
good skill.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's
You
got
gonna win
guys
some
who can run.
games.
Yeah.
But
for
if
sure.
you got a stacked offensive line, I'm talking stacked, and then you
Yeah.
add somebody like Saquon or Jamar Gibbs behind a stacked offensive line, you're gonna put up a lot of points.
Yeah.
All you need is a
sure.
couple stops, and shoot, we just outscore everybody.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you said it earlier a little bit about Avon winning that state title and Moeller, and we scrimmaged. That was our scrimmage schedule this
Yeah.
year. We went down to
Yes.
Cincinnati and scrimmaged Moeller. The kid's the real deal. The QB we're talking about. I mean,
Absolutely.
You know, what I mean, we were successful in our scrimmage versus Moeller, but a really good team. Wasn't surprised to see them in the finals, and we scrimmaged Avon too this year. We thought we were going to end up seeing them again. Was kind of the thought all year.
Yeah.
I watched that scrimmage. It looked like Avon was putting it to y'all a little bit.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
bit.
you know, and there's a little bit of, without getting too deep in it, that let's just put it like this: some people put a lot more emphasis on that scrimmage than others.
Scrimmages are different. I mean, of course.
I
yeah.
watched that scrimmage back to front to back.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta
And-
figure it out.
And to be honest with you, we've scrimmaged Avon now for probably, man, it's been a while now. I want to say 5 or 6 years in a row, and
I
they've been a
watched
good
last
program.
year's scrimmage too, and I'm seeing a lot of differences between. It was like, oh, Avon might be special this year.
Yes.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
although
Last year was
although
different.
McKinley, couple calls didn't go our way. We ain't gonna talk about that.
What
Two
week did you
podcasts,
guys
couple
have
touchdowns.
Bring it
Avon?
up.
What week did you guys
Week
have
two.
Avon? It was early. I remember that. Yeah.
A couple calls didn't go our way. We didn't get 3 touchdowns taken off the score.
Was that a pick six that got called back? If I remember that.
Fumble 6.
Yeah. Ooh.
Fumble
lot of that,
6. Yeah, the quarterback.
60
That
yard
was so
touchdown pass.
controversial.
Ooh.
60-yard touchdown pass, and some other, some more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties and stuff. And it was hot.
Yeah.
It was like 100. It probably, on the field, was probably 100.
Yeah. Early
It was
game.
hot.
Yeah.
It was warm.
I had a
It
gray
was-
T-shirt
yeah.
on, and, bro, I had sweat all over. It just
Warmed
wouldn't
up.
look good. dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't raining.
Well.
It wasn't raining.
Well, it rained the next week. That was
Yeah,
It
good.
rained the next week. We lost that.
Yeah, and Avon's been good. We've seen it, every year in that scrimmage. It's like they've always scrimmaged us really well, and they got a good thing going down there. Really good head coach. They get a lot of guys out. It's crazy when you see how many people are on that sideline.
Yeah,
What
they
if
got a lot
scrimmaging-
of guys in purple over
Yeah.
there.
What
for
if
sure.
scrimmaging you guys is what jump started their program?
Because they battle.
Yeah,
what if
oh, yeah.
what if that's battling
Listen,
testing them?
I'm like,
That-
oh, shit.
That's the thing
At the
is,
time, I'm thinking like, okay, Massillon gonna reload. Like we thinking that Massillon
We just
gonna reload.
assume.
They're gonna assume they're gonna be back in the finals. And for them to play like they did against y'all, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a scrimmage, right? Y'all
Yeah,
still got
yeah.
17 more weeks of
for
football.
sure.
But for them to play the way that y'all did, the
Well,
way they did against y'all, it was like, damn, this Avon team might be decent.
And I think that was a statement by them early was, okay, these are the champs. These
They're
are the
ready to go,
undisputed
yeah.
champs. We see all the T-shirts and all that, the 16-0. And So they, we was getting everybody's best shot after we won the Bear. Everybody
Yeah.
came in here ready to put it on the Tigers this year, but that's part of it. That's part of being the guy at the top. So
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I were discussing that on the way here too. That once you, especially a state championship, not just a regional or something like that. Yeah, you guys got that target on your back almost all year long.
And y'all, I mean, not y'all, but I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No,
in Division II, that's a cutthroat division, dog.
Yep.
You got to think of how many top Ohio teams is in Division
Well, and
II.
how many teams
Yeah,
have won?
yeah.
St. Ed's won Division I 3 years in a row. They played Springfield all 3 years, and then finally we got a different game when Tangi Liberty beat Smoller. But think about that Division II gauntlet. I mean, going back until I don't know. I think like 2016, you got like Hoban. And
Winton
then
Woods was in the
LaSalle,
mix.
and then
Yeah.
Winton
LaSalle.
Woods, Hoban, and then finally you guys win,
Massillon.
and now it's Avon.
Avon,
And just
yeah.
imagine how many different teams have
But
actually won their first.
Those teams that we just named always be in the Final Five.
And they're in it.
Final
It's not-
six
yeah.
every
Yeah.
year. And then you still got some other teams in Division II that like it's stacked.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
call it Big Walnut's coming back. They got
Yeah,
everybody.
they-
I mean, the running back was a sophomore. Their line's coming back.
They got a lot of studs on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Big Walnut community, you can say they probably feel as if they could have made it before if it wasn't
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's an odd concept, but it makes for good football.
I tell you
Wasn't
what.
nobody beating that 2023 team though.
No,
No.
that was a different deal. There.
Yep, that was a different animal.
Number 47 was getting in a lot of asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you mean.
Bonner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was number 47, right?
Who you talking about?
Chase Bonner.
92.
92.
92, yeah.
My fault.
Seabiscuit was when you kept saying like,
yeah.
Big Mike.
Yeah, Seabiscuit Bond.
Yeah, number 9-2, and then you got Dorian Pringle, who I
Yep.
just met. I just seen again the other day. His dad also
Yep.
works with his grandpa works with me at
Okay.
the Timken Career Campus, and he had came down from BG, and that boy might be starting linebacker next year.
You know who going there? You know who with him now? Marcus Moore. You guys remember Marcus?
Yeah.
Played at Massillon.
Yeah.
He's went through the portal. He's at BG.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
He was at Akron
Yeah.
last year, and I just had all them guys in the weight room. Marcus, Mike, right before he left. Pringle was there. Freddie Lennox, remember that name?
Yeah,
he was
Freddie
in there
Lennox.
Yeah.
training.
Where's he at
Yeah.
now?
You know what? He's trained. He told me, and I don't even remember because we just got right into the training talk. But I actually played with Freddie's old man for a year in Cincinnati.
Really?
Freddie Lennox Sr. He's out of Glenville, and
Ready.
he went to. I think he went to Ohio State originally, and then he ended up at Cincinnati for a little bit. Got to spend cool coaching his kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a great experience.
And a name I wanted to bring up, we had Harold Fannin Jr.
Yeah.
that he's declared for the draft. He's
Okay,
been
wow.
invited to the combine, and I had to look it up just to be sure I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
He will be McKinley's 33rd NFL player.
Wow.
And you guys, that's what I remember looking. You guys had 24, so that's 50 some, nearly 60 on its way
Yeah.
between the two. I mean, that's
sure.
incredible. And it's sad to say, I forgot about Thayer Mumford.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the NFL
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That
yeah,
you
for
guys,
sure.
I can't remember if Garyon Conley is still.
I think he's done now. He's
he's
training
done.
a little
He's
bit
done.
now.
but,
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter, that just.
but he still was in there.
the talent
He played
that
for
we've
multiple
had
teams.
Yeah.
all right in a row, Dominique Robinson. I mean,
still
who-
playing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who thought
Yeah,
that
the
McKinley's
Chicago Bears.
quarterback would go and play wide receiver / tight end in college just
now
to
you-
be a defensive end in the
Yeah,
NFL?
yeah.
I mean, that's
Now,
incredible.
That
Right.
speaks to athleticism.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like, your ability to go and get it
Yep.
and get it done.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, that's crazy.
Yep.
You got Jamal Davis, guys like that.
Yep, Jamal Davis. We thought maybe we would get Eric Glover in. I don't remember what happened with that. It's no
He
big.
couldn't cut it at Old State. He went to Slippery Rock and had a good career.
And listen, at that point too, being lucky is just as important as being good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting in the right system, staying healthy, because I mean it's tough to get to even that next level of college, and then to even go another step beyond that, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like the best players aren't necessarily the ones that make it. It's the guys that had the best situation sometimes. You know what I mean? But
It's like a big ass like pyramid. Like you at the bottom rung of high school. It's thousands
Yeah.
of kids trying to get to college.
Yeah.
If you get there, right, and then you go there and you eat, that number get a little bit smaller. I mean, there's a lot of universities around with with a lot of talent, but that number of who's gonna go up shrinks drastically.
But now with the NIL, if I'm a kid, I mean, you might be able to go to college and slide through 4 years and make NFL money while you're still there. You know what I mean?
So a lot of Ohio State guys are making more money by staying with Ohio State.
And with the new rules, you can damn near play up to 7 years of football.
And there's no salary cap with NIL. Right.
Exactly.
Imagine 7 years and I ain't played a damn down.
Yeah.
Or I done caught a couple passes here, somewhere, some D1 school, small school.
Making $50,000 or something.
I'm making some mad bread. I'm chilling.
You were going to say something?
What's nice now is they can go to the bigger schools and earn that, shine a little bit at a smaller school.
Yeah.
Go to the
How many
bigger
passes
name
you done
around,
caught? Shit, about 15?
Yeah, that's
How much bread you got? And he looking at his bank account, he damn near almost at a meal.
Yeah.
Well, and I just thought of this, because we did what we did on the first podcast. Jason, we got to basically ask you the basic questions.
No. The seat's warming up over there.
No. So you said you were a 2004 Massillon grad?
Graduate.
So...
Oh, hell.
No. So what,
going with this.
To you, what was maybe your favorite Massillon win? Not the state title game, because I know that's the obvious answer. So, like, maybe over McKinley or, like, a playoff game. You mentioned, I know you've told me a million times about Warren Harding that you always view Warren Harding as a tough game.
That's a rival.
So, for you, man, what was one of the best games that you've seen or something?
Games, my memory's not that great, but I'll go back to the 03 year.
Okay.
Of watching these guys play. The 03 year was, I think I had a class with Crable, like math class or something one year, but watching these guys go through, I think it's the older aspect too. These guys are older. You look up to these guys.
Yes.
And they're larger than life. I mean, him, Crable, just huge, oversized humans that you see around school. And then I remember the news was there for when those guys got drafted. I think it was Zwick got drafted that year, or when they signed.
Signing day.
Signing day. That was a big deal. Yep. That was really big then.
Gatorade Player of the Year.
Watching these guys. I mean, I'm not saying the newer generations wasn't like that, but just for me, watching these guys go on to the next thing.
When there was no social media so it felt different. I get
it. Really did.
Yeah.
Larger than life. I mean, it was like larger than life, like celebrity-ish type of deal of like, oh, where's he gone? And then, seeing the careers that these guys had at that next level, just being younger, but being there and seeing that. That's what I remember the most.
Gotcha.
What about worst?
Oh, no. Yeah, we did that too.
Worst.
You want me to recap my worst McKinley moment?
We get it. He's undefeated.
We're not
tired of hearing that.
I don't give a damn.
Oh,
he's 14-0.
All love and Ken.
You trying to go for number 15?
Yeah, a lot of ringing going on over there.
What's it going to be this year? 10?
10 this year.
It won't be, though,
straight.
And Parnell, we trust.
Oh, yeah, it's a new year.
I mean, we got a new coach. We loading up.
It's going to take a couple years to get going.
Nah, we loading up.
Fire them, and then we'll be right back to it.
We already know yesterday's points don't win today's games. It's going to be a new one week 10. We're going to be ready to roll. So, yeah.
So, worst moment?
I don't have one, man. I know 04 we weren't that. 04, I don't think we won that year. I think we lost.
What's your hardest loss you ever took as a fan? Which one stung the worst? Which one did you leave away like, dang, we let
You don't even got to be Massillon McKinley.
Yeah, any game.
The worst one was a few years ago at Akron against Tobin.
Yeah. State championship or the Final Four?
The Final Four one.
Final
Four one. That's the most recent one.
That was a good game.
That was a good game. That was a tough one.
Was that the Sperling game?
Yeah, that was
Lamar Sperling. Boy, that Lamar
Sperling.
He was a bad man.
They said the first year we got to States, I remember the place that sold out. I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is the moment.
Like
that was the comeback of the century. That was almost.
As a Massillon fan, and I don't know if anybody else appreciates this, just a Massillon fan. I never coached. I didn't play. I graduated 5'7", 140 pounds. And was not athletic. We ain't playing we ain't playing, right? That's just not real life. I feel like there's such a monkey off the back because you go your whole life of paper champs. That your whole life of feeling, and we were talking about this a while ago, and you just feel it. And this year we lost in the final. Okay, as a fan, I was like, yeah, it sucked, but we still did it. And I don't know how long that goes for. Being an Ohio State fan, we won a few years ago, and we did it again this year, right? But it's like, yeah, it sucked we lost this year, but it's still like, but we did it in my recent memory. We
Yes.
did it. We
Yeah.
did it. Now, of course, it's not going to go, all right, if you go 10 years, what's that drought time before you start to feel it again? But I tell you what, just it's the monkey off the back of like, and I know it sounds terrible that I don't care that we don't win because I don't want to mean it like that. But it's like, we did it. No one expects you to win back to back to back. That's not real life.
Well, and was it you guys that asked me this question, or maybe it was just you and I talking? And it probably was you and I because it was the exact question. I think you asked me, does it feel like no.
But that's the answer you have to give as a coach.
Yeah.
No, we got to win again. We got to go prove ourselves. Because if you just sat back on your house, yep, we won, who cares? That's not the right mindset for you. The right mindset for you is no. We have to go win another one to prove.
To me, the minute we got that state championship that night, listen, if I told you I didn't celebrate that night, I'd be lying to everybody in this building. But we took that night, we celebrated, and then literally the next day you started feeling the pressure of, well, we can't just do one and done. We got to defend it.
As a fan, I didn't and I know that because you look at the Chiefs right now, they're trying to three-peat. Never been done. But as a fan, I'm like, okay, let's get somebody else in there, right?
Yes.
Nobody else the Chiefs anymore. But as a fan of the Tigers, growing up as a Tiger my whole life,
it's all we heard about was when we're going to win.
We did it. Now we can't go another 60 years, but it's like just so much weight of like just enjoying the games. I can enjoy the games. I can enjoy the talk more. I can enjoy all of it now so much more than before. That's how I feel. I don't know if anybody else.
Well, because at the end of it, you're not going to hear great season, but once again, you came up. You know what I mean? There was always
paper
that
champ, you never really won one.
Or these clowns, you could beat them 16 years in a row, and they still going to talk about get one of these. And they're showing you
well, that's what happens with look at Ohio State, Michigan. The same thing has happened now now it's flipped.
But it's a great argument. You can't say.
I can't say
now. Now as a Massillon fan, you can say we won one.
Well, and look at the lore. I've been dying. I'm glad we kind of brought this up in this manner. I mean, look at the lore of the rivalry that's happened. That for the last how many years it's been. Oh, well, you guys haven't won. Well, now you've won, but now the conversation shifted. Well, it's 3 instead of 1. Oh, you guys did in D2. It doesn't matter. It's not valid. Okay, D2 is obviously one of the harder divisions, but it just adds to the lore, and that's awesome.
Also, last year they beat St. Ed's, who was the D1 state champ. So how can you?
That's what we made sure.
So that was the best time of year to do it because you beat the state, you beat the D1 state champs in the same year.
Best team in Division 1.
I should have brought the ring to this podcast.
Oh
yeah, why I didn't.
I haven't seen
that's all right.
I haven't seen it in person.
I'd like
JB, and that's
cool.
why before we got here, I texted JB bullshit.
Because you knew I forgot the ring.
We're ready. We got all this equipment. I got my monster.
You know what I mean?
So
JB bullshit.
Where we were going with that though is the side of that ring. You know what it says? Undisputed, undefeated.
Yeah. It's
because that year in Ohio, we got the D1.
No questions asked.
So it's
because you can't say, D1. You guys are because I like it. Oh, you went back to D2 to win a championship. That's not how it works.
Let's play the D1 champ.
But I don't like that argument either.
That's not how it works.
I feel like if
you
y'all
guys
played
dropped
them
the
again
D2 10 years
in the
ago,
Division 1 state title, you got to beat them again.
And D2's tougher, like you said, probably tougher than D1 right now.
There's been years where it has Hoban.
Absolutely.
Some of them Hoban teams, come on.
Absolutely.
That was the best team.
Especially when they beat St. Ed's and St. Ed's won or whatever.
Some of them Hoban teams were just off the charts. Yeah, for sure.
But I can't stress enough that it adds to the lore that just all these arguments can go back and forth. And I've said this before. I've had a lot of Massillon people that have said this to me. Can we please get both teams contending? Can you imagine the weekend if Massillon plays Thursday night for the D2 state title and then McKinley plays the next night? That'd be amazing.
It would be who won the week 10 though.
Yeah, I know. That's what it comes down to.
You know what the real question is how fast can VSU get some designs ready to put in Hosner's for both Massillon and McKinley championship teams.
You'll be working overtime during that.
So can we make that guarantee now that when Massillon and McKinley both win one in the same year?
Could you imagine how great that would be for Stark County?
It would be. We almost had Perry and Central do it. Because Perry made it in 2016, they lost in the final minutes, whatever, and then Central won the next day for Division 5, I think.
Yeah.
So we almost had that, but Massillon McKinley obviously would be just an incredible step.
For sure.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. So, it's a cool thing to say, but I know I don't
Stark
really.
County,
and I guess the last time we had talked on here, it was before we played McKinley. We might have talked about this.
That week.
When we won that state championship, I was talking my whole life, what's downtown going to look like? What's it going to be like? And you know how sometimes in your mind you think it's going to be something and it doesn't live up to expectations? It exceeded them.
I was down there at 12 o'clock.
It exceeded
12:30.
expectations.
I'm sure.
I was down there at midnight, yeah.
You couldn't see everything was packed, but there was no fights, there was no police involvements because everybody was happy.
Right.
And you don't ever get that many people together and nothing happens, but it was wild. I mean,
Yeah, look at Philly, look at Buffalo every time they play
yeah,
off.
it
I
was
was
unreal.
I was actually in Philly the night that they beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
I was living in Philly when
Okay.
when that happened. Dog, they was knocking over street signs,
Oh.
street lights, like mugs hanging and monkey barring on
Yeah.
the. It's like, bro, they going crazy.
Well, we had
downtown
to-
Philly.
we had the store downtown, and I always thought like when we win, when we're gonna have to board the windows up and be out there like, hold on, you know, what I
Right.
mean?
The line
Just-
waiting for hoodies.
Listen, we printed for about 30 minutes, and then I was like, "Turn that off. We're going out to celebrate. We got the rest of for whenever to print T-shirts.
Yep.
We're gonna go celebrate this one." But yeah, that was hopefully we see that one again.
Yeah. We didn't touch upon it last time, but, I always have these questions kind of ready to go in
Yeah.
my mind. My God, you guys lost 3 state championships in a row. And I don't mean it like that. I just quite literally mean, just the way the story went. And then you guys had that crazy upset with Green where I know all Massillon fans are just, they hate Mansfield now because of that reason. Yeah.
Talking about bad
the
calls.
interference or something.
Listen, bad calls is bad play better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
True,
boys,
yeah.
boys wasn't getting that Maslin special.
Yeah, listen.
Full course
But-
meal
Yeah,
served
yeah.
to you on a platter.
But for
Yeah.
you guys to play for 3 state titles, and then all 3 just did not go to your way. The third one was even in Massillon, just because of COVID and all those
yeah.
things. And then with the playoff upset with Green, and then you guys lose the hope in the next year in the state semis. It just all of that stuff, and then you guys basically had the perfect storybook ending for 2023.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine going through those emotions.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I can't imagine. I know what it's like to watch the Lakers in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Or,
I
you
had
know
a
what I
heart
mean?
attack. That
Well, it was one of those, again, like I thought about it, like, what am I going to do when we win one? Am I going to jump?
Yep.
Am I going to yell? Am I going to... I mean, I honestly just caught my breath because it was such an exhausting game. And as a defensive guy, 7-2, like there was no point where it was like...
Yep.
Right to the last play, it was just tense. It wasn't fun to coach. It was not a fun.
Not
game
even
to
the
be a
kneel
part of.
down. It's like, oh my God, please don't screw
there
this
was,
up.
there was a little
Yeah.
bit almost in that, like there was
Let's get
time
up
left.
out
I
of here.
can't
Well, I
remember
think
what it was, but
we
yeah.
might have botched
Just
a
under 2
snap or
minutes.
call a timeout.
Yeah, there was
something happened.
something happened at the end. I can't remember. Yeah.
And I remember all I did, everybody was going crazy, and I'm just watching that scoreboard tick, and I was like, no celebrating.
Yeah,
tick.
don't-
What's going to happen?
don't wait.
I've been here before.
As
Where
a
I felt
Massillon fan,
like,
you couldn't
what's gonna
until it's
happen?
all zeros. Like
Yes.
no, we're gonna mess this up. Something. I mean, not. I mean, in a bad way, but something's gonna happen. They're just
For the last
Yeah,
53
over here,
years, we
something-
found a way to mess this up.
something happened
You know
in
what I
last
mean?
for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good feeling. I mean, I don't know other way to describe it, but it was good. It was a
Stressful.
good deal. Yeah, it
That
was
was
it was like
heart
an
attack.
exhale more than anything. It wasn't like a celebration. It was like
Yeah.
a relaxed feeling.
We
like,
got away with it. Yeah.
Man, you know what I mean? One of them, and then it was right to where the victory cigars at. Let's get this thing started. You know what I mean?
Couldn't believe it. Like, did it really? Did we? I remember we were saying like, we really win. We really like I didn't think it was like part of the Matrix. Now you just can't win. Like it's just
Yeah.
coded where you're just not winning. So
And you
just-
guys were in the building.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
place got loud. That was
Oh,
crazy.
man, when that player dropped that ball in that end zone,
It went
dog,
wild.
it erupted.
Yeah.
And it's like even as a McKinley fan, I've never seen that many people in Tom Benson
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Like that was
Especially
the
from
first-
that angle.
That was the first time I seen that stadium packed, dog. And it was like when he dropped that ball, it was an eruption of none other than
Yeah.
any Massillon eruption I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And it was just people just.
I would like to know how far you could heard that, like the Richter scale. You guys do like the Richter scale.
Exactly.
How far
Yeah.
could you have heard
Exactly.
that? Like,
If I'm
how many
sitting at-
neighborhoods
if I'm
over?
sitting at
Yes.
Town
I
Hall.
believe. Yeah.
You feeling
Could
that?
you hear that
hear the
from way
massive,
back there? You
We-
probably could.
In
2018,
2018,
Yeah.
that your guys' first year, obviously going to Tom Benson for state. In 2018, I sat with a couple other buddies, Tyler Blackiston, a couple of my buddies, on the Hoban side because his wife teaches at Hoban.
Yep.
And we had all these people kind of coming in, filing at the last minute. All these Hoban people were telling us, "Oh my God, you could hear the TIG, coming in from, that far parking lot across, like by the park.
Yeah.
The 77.
Like over the other side of 77. And all these Hoban people were like, "Oh my God, we could hear them from over there." Like plain as day, you know what they're chanting.
Yeah.
Y'all
And
boys get that TIG
it would be
rolling.
awesome
Yeah.
to be over there, but then you're missing out on the game.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
I can't imagine how loud it really would be, like for all those neighborhoods around there.
The best was what they used to do, Benson, where we wrapped around, so it'd be Massillon fans on each side, and right next. I don't know why they'd put you right next to each other. Like that was a terrible idea, but you could go back and forth.
Right.
That was
the TIG.
Yeah, the back and
chant.
forth, actually back and
Oh my
forth.
God, when he dropped that ball, dog, I literally sunk. Like I
I got on
little
camera
as
that he's
possible.
sick, and I'm just like,
bro,
well,
I'm literally. Oh my God, I was so. I'm like, there's
You were
no.
rooting for.
There's no
weren't
way
rooting for
they
Massillon to
actually,
win that game?
they actually.
it's hard to.
It was good. It was like I was so conflicted because it's like
That'd be a tough
I want to
spot,
see him
yeah.
win it. Like,
because the
are they
views
actually
will
gonna
be
win
there
it?
if you guys win.
I'm like, are they actually going to win it? Like, if it's any year to win it, it's like Massillon. They've been dominant all year. If it's any year to win it,
Yes.
they wanted to win.
If you would have been like, and everybody always said last time I say it, but I knew once we got the first 7, because we got to 7 early, I knew it was enough. You know what I mean? Just because of how that defense was. Like, we might give up a field goal, they might get something, but we're not letting them score. And you could feel it in the huddle, in the field. Even on that last drive, there was no panic in them guys. They just
played football.
Hoban was panicking. I can't lie to you. I mean, you could see it.
They had a backup quarterback. Like he, you know what I mean? Like he struggling.
Well, and that I don't know what down it was, but whatever that play was where, God, they got like 8 yards. He gets kind of knocked back a little bit, and then he fights for yardage and, gets rid of that forward progress. So they end up losing yardage after all that anyways.
Yeah.
I thought...
Well, do you remember the 3rd and 1 play where they fumbled the snap?
that's the next play, yes.
So no, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story. Mike Wright, this is real, no embellishment here, told me the week of that game he had a dream that he recovered a fumble to win a state championship.
Oh, my God.
And like as I was watching, I was like, oh my God, we're going to go play the lottery when we leave this place if we get that fumble. And when you watch it on film, I don't know how he didn't get it.
Yeah,
it was right in his hand.
From our angle, it was just perfectly placed for us.
Yeah.
That you can see the Hoban guy just kind of corral it in. But
Yep.
I thought for sure, wow, that's game right there. But I mean, I guess.
But my man would have punted that ball into the stands if he would have recovered that.
Yeah.
He would
take the flag and go celebrate.
There would have been 10 flags getting thrown.
As he should be,
Listen,
because they boys work hard.
Yeah,
dog.
Yes.
yeah. One of the most impressive things I ever seen Mike Wright do, and you'll like this. You guys been to McKinley Stadium or Tom Benson? We win the game, and Mike's mom and dad is sitting right there in the front row. You know how high that? It's not just like up over. It's a high thing. You got to scale a wall to get there.
Wall.
My man is in full pads, and he runs over there, helmet on, everything, jumps up, grabs the bar, and pulls his entire body up and goes over the stands after he just played that whole game. I was like, that's the most impressive play of the game. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, it was unreal. He's in the stands hugging all his people after it was crazy. But
yeah, that's wild, man. It was a smorgasbord of emotions.
Yeah.
When that kid dropped that ball, I'm like, there's no way, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, bro, there's no way I'm like, I was sick, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they did it, dog.
And I kind of substituted myself in for Jones because that last play, he's just sick,
bro.
waiting
When I
for
tell you,
nothing.
I was trying to get as little as possible.
Yeah.
I'm literally squatted down underneath the
railing.
It was like a little, like a table kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm squatted down underneath it like this. I'm like, there's no way, bro. Yeah. And then all you hear is, I'm like, bro, there's no way, dog.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
There's no way I just witnessed this.
But that would be wild to get them both in the same weekend.
I mean, it just, and then just
as long as
for
the Tigers championship came with a bell.
Yeah, week 10.
I don't know, man.
We've always had to go. It's not like week 10 don't matter as long as you win. No, we need the bell and the ring.
And think about just because of the history, obviously Massillon was always D1, just like McKinley.
Yep.
Think about the historic side of that. Neither team has ever won a state championship without winning week 10. because it always came down to week 10, and then now, okay, McKinley's all three. They beat Massillon, Massillon state title. Now they beat McKinley that day.
Yeah.
So just, gosh, how does that go? That if the losing team wins state and maybe the other one doesn't or something.
Well, it kind of happened this year with Michigan, Ohio State.
Yes,
that was the first team that in Ohio State, Michigan ever lost and then won a national championship.
And
no one saw that coming.
Games
yeah,
for high school,
yeah.
Possible. But you know, whoever wins week 10 is going to be saying that they're the champ of both divisions. You know, that's going to come whatever one does. Oh, we're D1 and D2 division champ because we beat the other side.
Yeah, adds to the
lore.
lore.
Massillon would be D1 and D2 because they beat.
Undisputed.
Yeah, again.
But
you know what's the best part about them rings? I wish I would have brought it now. You know what the inside of every ring has on it? I don't know if you guys know this.
What?
35-0.
Oh, I knew. I thought you meant like. Never mind. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, I remember seeing pictures.
So cut the mic off.
Yeah.
Cut the camera.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just the best touch out of all.
Let's just conveniently just end this right
now.
Or we can segue to Ohio State since, you know, you guys. So,
be tripping.
You said you're a Ohio State fan. I'm an Ohio State fan. The channel's name is Jim Trussell. How can I not be? Do you root for Ohio State even though you're a Cincy guy? Because we got an Oregon fan, like a transplant Oregon fan over here.
I'm a Bearcat guy. It's tough. It's tough. I'm a Bearcat guy.
I don't blame you.
I'm a loyalist. I don't have two girls. I got one girl. You know what I mean? I got the Bearcats. I don't cheat on my Bearcats, but I don't root against the Buckeyes.
I graduated from the Bobcats, but I'm not.
He don't root for Ohio State. Yeah, you're an Oregon fan ever since the days of college football 14.
Man, I've been an Oregon fan since they signed that Nike contract.
Yeah.
Well,
they got the best jerseys in the league, dog. Yeah. And I'm a big believer. Anybody that know me, I'm a firm believer. If you look good, you play good. They got some of the best jerseys in history, dog.
How else do you think Oregon's getting all these Power 5 cats out there? I mean, that's their best recruiting pitch.
All the money, all that Nike just looks.
Shout out Phil Knight if you want to send a channel any gear.
Yeah, and join in on the podcast.
I need.
We are a Nike elite school though. We are.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, you guys had the helicopter delivery uniforms.
Yeah, but we lost theirs. We won't talk about that no more. But Phil might be listening.
Oh, my bad.
He might be listening. We don't talk about the helicopter year. I think that was the year that somebody put it on us in the playoffs the next week.
Oh, I don't even.
Yeah, so we don't talk about that.
I'm oblivious.
Yeah, we don't do helicopters.
We'll bring it up later then. I don't know what.
We'll bring them in a truck now. We don't do it. Bring them in a truck.
Bring them over in a Honda.
Yeah.
Bring them in a Honda Accord.
Ground delivery is what I saw. Like ground delivery. We ain't flying it, but so yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I know we're about an hour past closing time. Shout out to Hosner's for letting us hang out here a little bit.
Yeah, we're way over schedule.
But yeah, so Hosner's, everybody in the area, we're right here. Jackson, Perry, Massillon, we're going to have some gear in here. My guy Jason over at VSU is going to get us together on the direct-to-film and some tees, some hoodies. We get some deals rolling. We're over here. Everybody knows where the Irish is at around this area. Stop next to it. Check us out over here at Hosner's. Probably get a couple more episodes rolling out of here. Hopefully, this kind of a nice little setting here.
Yeah.
Probably just try to hit them within working hours on the next one. But
for everybody that's a fan of the channel, that's good football.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One of the things I do want to mention before we kind of sign off here. Everyone has the ability to, I hate to use the word donate, but everybody has the ability to give the channel money. That was one thing I did not mention last time when we were live for Massillon McKinley Week.
Well, I'm going to take this one. This sounds important. I'm going to write this one down.
Yeah. But I had a lot of Massillon people ask last year when you guys won, you know, how can we give money to your channel? Because I didn't have it set up yet. It wasn't monetized yet. I've said a million times, I will never put a game behind a paywall. That's ridiculous. You know, I'll never charge anyone $10 to watch a video.
Right.
That's ridiculous. But one of the ways that the channel can make money is through donations, through just that button. You give love. You know, you can give $1 even. I had a lot of Massillon people. They wanted to know how to do that, and that's how.
Okay.
So
down in the description.
Yeah, it's all there. You know, I don't ask anybody, but whatever helps. You know, it just goes towards us, goes towards our food when we already get it, when we order it. So,
anything.
Yeah, anything. So
yeah, awesome. And we can tag maybe Hosner's and Star Market and VSU maybe in the comments somewhere in this. So give
do you guys have a website?
We do. VinylSupplyUnlimited.com.
VinylSupplyUnlimited.com. Okay. So that can be in the description.
So we can put those in the.
Get them in the gallery out here, and then we also got to get some Aquinas gear rolling.
We can take care of that.
And beat Massillon gear, right?
We don't print. I don't think you guys cut them off.
Printer breaks.
Yeah.
It just
it's been almost 12 years since he's had to print that. I mean,
let me take a look at it. I might be able to.
Well, when the last time somebody printed a shirt like that, I don't know if this technology was out.
This technology was not around.
It wasn't out there.
There was no TikTok.
We got to make a post about that.
What was Yes, there was no TikTok before 2016. What else wasn't around?
He used to make fun of me. I didn't have a smartphone yet.
The TVs still had the big back sections. The TVs are still at. Wasn't that long. They was flat screen.
They was the big flat screen. They was the big flat screen.
I got you.
We still 2K.
With
2K.
The lights in the background.
It was 1080p. We wasn't in 4K yet. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
True.
So that film was a little grainy from the last time you guys.
It looks a little.
We can see it though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear as day.
In history.
The broad daylight of the game always makes it look better.
Yeah.
When it comes to the old film,
we do need that back end help making that.
Yeah. But their trophies got dust on it.
Nah. They hire somebody, I'm sure, to dust it off.
Somebody sparkle that baby up.
Clean.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, their national championship trophy that sits in the.
And think about when you guys get the bell back, you're only going to have to go about 9 layers deep to get a good red back.
I know. How does that work? Do they chip the paint off?
No, I think they just go right over top of it. You guys going to have to put an underbase on it to get it red.
I know. They got to put a primer on it.
You got to put a white base down before you go red.
The last time
had
it
that
was
orange hue to it.
I need a second coat of orange. That orange is getting old.
Right,
I need another coat.
Might as well just get another bell.
So we just going to be battling for 2 bells?
We'll just ring the one twice.
One spare.
Spare bell.
But also though, congrats all seriousness on the OC job, man. That's big time.
I appreciate
You're gonna look better in those colors. I think I said that a couple times.
That gold color ain't bad.
What color are they over there?
Gold, black. It's like New Orleans Saints color.
You can do some combos with that.
Go crazy
look
with
good
that.
in the game.
I seen it
too.
too.
Jealous.
You know, man, the hat gonna be with the black, with the gold, with that splash of that, with that
gold
on it.
We might have to get
white.
The gold chain. You pull the Dion out there with the gold chain.
I mean?
You know what we need to do? We need to get an online store going. Maybe we need to get some online platform going so we can get everybody together. Where we can keep the McKinley and Massillon people. They don't got to be together, but maybe shop online a little bit.
The page can have its own designs.
Did we just come up with a great idea here? Did we just end up with a great idea here? Do we need our
film?
Special
camera. We can remember this one.
Special merch drop.
We need some merch drops.
Yeah. I can help with anything. I've said that before.
Jim Trussell, Northeast Ohio Sports Merch.
I can set up a website. That's a possibility through my channel.
Might need his help coming up with some.
Well, I wouldn't do the Jim Trussell. Maybe for me.
What you mean, Jim Trussell, Northeast Ohio Sports?
Maybe Northeast Ohio Sports. I don't know.
So how
you
about
can put
this?
the Jim Trussell on there. That's the channel.
JT.
Yeah. I know, JT and TJ,
Well, how about that off camera? We make these secret plans, and we'll come back to Hosner's and drop the official announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, and
episode 3.
And meanwhile,
that's a guarantee.
We'll discuss your guys' game plan.
You hear me? I guarantee.
Hey, plug that guarantee in again. Plug that guarantee video.
I'll grab it. I'll get it.
Awesome.
But all right, man. Yeah, we're at an hour 16, rolling on 17, so we got a good chunk.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun,
so we'll officially sign off. For myself, Jim Trussell's Northeast Ohio Sports Channel. This was the podcast episode 2 with T. Jones, JP Simon, and our boy Jason.
Thanks
with
for having me.
Vinyl Supply.
Yes, sir. VSU.
Thanks
for having me.
But
big shout out Hosner's. Appreciate you having us.
And go Pups, right?
Yeah, we'll end on the Hosner shout out.
Hey, go Knights.
Go Knights.
Go Knights. We can all agree on that. Go Knights.
Man. They have over there. That's what I'm saying. It's 13 minutes, JP. We got 12 minutes now. We done discussed for 2 minutes already.
Well, hit play. See what you get in 10 hands.
Welcome to the second episode of the Northeast Ohio Sports Podcast. I'm sitting here with the usual crew.
He's going to speak on it a little bit better than I do. Tell us a little bit about VSU, Jason.
So VSU, we do printing for shirts. So everybody's into the cricket world. dying out a little bit, but nowadays everybody's doing the direct-to-film print.
We had a little sponsorship at the Irish
The
Bar and Grill next door.
Yep, it's good. Everybody in Madison knows the Irish. Everybody's been to the Irish. Lobies now, right? Is Lobies who's running the Irish at this point?
I think we're
Not we're dead air right there.
well. Welcome to the second episode of the Northeast Ohio Sports Podcast. To my right, as usual, is Tavarius Jones, former offensive lineman for McKinley and now former 7th and 8th grade coach for the middle school team. To his right, of course, is J.P. Simon, former Massillon Tiger and current defensive line coach, or offensive line. Oh my God.
All right. Cut.
Welcome to the second episode of the Northeast Ohio Sports Podcast. I'm joined by the two usual suspects. To my right is Tavarius.
Man.
I don't know why I said that.
Suspect.
I don't know why I said that. Why you like that?
I can't do no crimes with Tommy. He told on us from the beginning.
This is
He's a suspect.
Hell no.
Right from the beginning. Not guilty.
That's a good
Not
one.
guilty.
Oh, no.
Not
Two
guilty.
usual suspects.
We're over here nodding like
We're
that.
really killing time.
Hey, yo.
Cut.